the Springbok squad for the greatest rivalry tour and for the one game against Argentina in Buenos Aires has been announced, and in this video we will be looking at the squad that Rassie Erasmus has chosen. What's up guys, and welcome back to the Breakdown Show. I am so excited. Rassie Erasmus has named his 43-man squad to take on Argentina for that one test in Buenos Aires and also for the greatest rivalry tour against the All Blacks. What a couple of games that is gonna be, and I'm excited to go through these guys with you guys. It's gonna be an epic tour and it's gonna be epic test matches as well, and Rassie Erasmus has chosen a good mix of experience and young players in the squad. There are some good names, good players that are back once again in the squad for the Springboks. And when we look at the props that he has chosen, obviously a guy like Gerard Steenekamp, he was absolutely brilliant in that Wales test match at scrum time alongside a guy like Malcolm Marx. And then also we've got Bowen Venter, he's also back and he was also brilliant at scrum time when he played for the Springboks in the Nations Championship in the first couple of games against England and Scotland. And then we've got a guy like Zachary Porton, who also was absolutely brilliant. He made his impact in those couple of games in the Nations Championship, and I'm excited to see his return back into the Springbok setup, back into the squad. He's gonna make his impact, I have no doubt about that. But guys, it's a good looking a couple of props that Rassie has chosen, and I'm excited to see how they go. Then when we look at the hookers, obviously we've got two hookers in the squad for the Springboks. Johan Grobler, he was absolutely brilliant in that test match against Scotland at Loftus Versfeld. What a game it was from him starting for the Springboks in that one. And then also we got a guy like Malcolm Marx. We all know what he can do in that number 2 jersey for the Springboks. He was absolutely brilliant in the last couple of test matches as well in the Nations Championship, and I'm excited to see how he goes. Obviously he's got 2 World Cups behind his name and he knows how to handle his business, and I'm excited to see him back into the squad. Then when we look at the locks, we've got the return of a couple players who was injured in the last couple of test matches for the Springboks. A guy like Lotte Jager, he's been absolutely brilliant every time he plays for the Springboks in that number 4 jersey, or in that number 5 jersey, sorry. And he's gonna be absolutely crucial as well come line-out time. He's a brilliant player and he knows how to handle his business when it comes to the line-outs. And then a guy like Eben Etzebeth, he's been absolutely brilliant. He's been injured as well, and he's got all the experience in the world, and I'm excited to see his return back into the Springbok setup, back into the Springbok squad as well. I have no doubt that he will make his mark. And then we've also got a guy like Ruan Nortje, who has been brilliant in the last couple of games as well in the Nations Championship. Then in the loose forwards, the man of the hour, Paul de Villiers, he gets his return, his opportunity once again. He was absolutely brilliant in the 3 test matches in the Nations Championship, and I'm excited to see his comeback into the squad. And then a guy like Siya Kolisi, the captain of the Springboks, he makes his return after his injury that he got in the 3 test matches in the Nations Championship, and I'm excited to see how he goes. He's been brilliant for the Springboks. And then a guy like Cameron Hanekom, he's been absolutely brilliant as well. He made his impact in the 3 test matches against teams like England and Scotland. He was brilliant in those games, and I'm excited to see him back into the squad, the Springbok squad that is, and he's gonna be absolutely crucial as well, and I can't wait to see how they go. Then in the loose forwards, we've got a guy like Cobus Wiese making his return once again into the squad. He was absolutely brilliant in that last test match against Wales at Kings Park. Alongside his brother, they took the Springboks over the advantage line. They had a couple of good carries in that game, and they scored a couple of good tries as well in that game. Cobus Wiese and a guy like Jasper Wiese And then we've also got a guy like Marco van Staten and Vincent Chuka back into the Springbok squad. I'm excited to see how they go. They have been brilliant as well in the URC, and I'm excited to see their inclusion into this 43-man Springbok squad. Guys, when we move to the backs, we've got a couple of good players in this backline for the Springboks, which I am so looking forward to see once again in that number 9 jersey, especially a guy like Monai van der Berg. He was absolutely brilliant for the Lions in the URC campaign, and last year when he played for the Springboks, he was also very good, and I'm excited to see his inclusion once again in this 43-man Springbok squad. Obviously, he didn't play in the 3 test matches in the Nation Championship this past few weeks, but I'm excited to see his return once again. And then we've also got the Grant Williams back once again. Herschel Jantjies, he makes his return after his brilliant performance in that second half against Wales at Kings Park, and he will be crucial as well. And then also obviously Kobus Reinach, he's gonna be crucial as well in that number 9 jersey at scrum half for the Springboks. Then when we move on to the fly-offs that Rassie has chosen, we've got a return after injury. One of my favorite players, Sasa Feinberg Zulu, he's back once again at fly-off, and I'm excited to see how he goes after his injury. He's back into the squad, and then the youngster Busimoyo, he gets his shot once again in the squad for the Springboks after his brilliant performance against Wales at Kings Park. He was absolutely brilliant. And then obviously we've got the return also the Maestro, Andre Pollard. He's back once again. We all know what a great kicking boot he has got on him. Guys, it's a good looking couple of fly-offs and scrum-offs that Rassie has chosen, and I'm excited to see how they go. When we look at the center combinations and the fullbacks that Rassie has chosen, it's a couple of good players that he has chosen in those positions. Obviously, the dual Jesse Kriel and Damien Dialende, they are always very good in that center combination, in that number 12 and 13 jersey for the Springboks. And then we've got the return of Andre Esterhuizen. We all know what a brutal player he can be, and he's a strong guy, and he takes his team over the advantage line, and he knows how to carry the ball when he gets the ball, and he's a try-scoring machine as well. I can't wait to see how he goes. And then when we move to the backs, we've got Apelelefase Kwanon. He's going to be absolutely crucial whenever he gets the shot once again in that number 15 jersey. We all know he can play fly-off and wing as well, and I'm excited to see how he goes. And then Edwolf van der Merwe, the try-scoring machine. He's been brilliant in that last couple of games for the Springboks, especially in that game against the Barbarians in Gqeberha. He was absolutely brilliant. And then Kainan Moody is also back, and then Cheslin Colby and Kurtley Arendse. I'm excited to see how they go in the Springbok setup. Obviously, guys, I do think some of the players will stay behind for the All Blacks to prepare for the All Blacks, and some of the players will go to Argentina to play Argentina in Buenos Aires. It's gonna be interesting to see who Rassie goes with for that team versus Argentina on the 8th of August. I can't wait for it. But guys, it's a good looking 43-man squad that Rassie has chosen. I can't wait for it. Let me know in the comments, what do you make of the squad? I would love to hear your thoughts and your comments down below. Guys, also remember to hit that subscribe button down below. It always helps for future content. And guys, thank you for your support, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.